Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Gonna be talking some emulation today. DSO Gaming has a pretty interesting article about the Nintendo Switch emulator, which is a controversial topic in its own right. Emulation, I think, is fantastic. It's literally one of the reasons I bastion PC gaming to a lot of people, and it's one of those things that a lot of people don't bring up when you talk about PC gaming. A lot of people talk about things like higher frame rates, better graphics, and all of that stuff is absolutely true, but emulation, to me, is one of the top reasons you should have a gaming PC, because that makes it so easy to preserve all of your favorite games from years ago. And the Nintendo Switch emulator is making a boatload of progress, so we'll take a look at that article. Halo 3, the Master Chief Collection. Halo 3 will be added very, very soon. You'll be able to finish the fight soon. I believe that was the tagline for Halo 3. I think that's why that line is going around. Probably the most iconic Halo game of all time. Maybe Halo 2 has it beat a little bit, but I remember the launch of Halo 3. I was just a wee lad back in the day, and that game was so huge. It was literally everywhere. We'll talk that. And Xbox Gamepass, interesting developments might be happening very soon. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, the Nintendo Switch emulator in Ryujinx. There's also another one in Yuzu, but Ryujinx has gotten a brand new version. This version implements zero configuration resolution scaling, making most Nintendo Switch games look pretty great on the PC if you do decide to emulate these games. Some of the images they've attached include Super Mario Odyssey. There's Animal Crossing in there. And yeah, it looks really good. Luigi's Mansion 3, I believe this one's Astral Chain. That looks really, really good. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, which just dropped, and I've been grinding on that. Still haven't finished it completely. It's a lengthy game, but that's an awesome game. I actually beat that through the Nintendo Wii emulator back in the day, and that was fantastic. Now, obviously, the issue with Switch emulation that people are going to bring up, this is a console that's literally still being sold, and games are being sold for it, so you can see it as a form of piracy. If you are ultimately buying the games and then emulating it, I don't think there's something really wrong with that. I'm not here to be your moral compass about it. I'm just here to give you guys the news, and hey, Switch emulation making a great deal of progress is something that's really exciting. It seems like emulation progression has just gotten better and better over the years. I remember when RPCSX3 first came out, I was like, there is no way that this is ever going to be ready, just because the Sony PS3 cell architecture is such a butchered architecture that I didn't think it was actually going to be able to get off the ground. And now you see people playing Persona 5 and Metal Gear Solid 4, which is pretty amazing, which, by the way, that's why we need emulation. Look at a game like Metal Gear Solid 5. It is literally not preserved. There is no way to play that game on consoles outside of having a PlayStation 3, and who really wants to dig out their PlayStation 3 and play Metal Gear Solid 4 that way? Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of the most iconic video games of literally all time, and we can't preserve that game. I think that is a statement on why emulation needs to be a thing, or goddammit, make backwards compatibility a thing on consoles. That's also an option, or release MGS4 on every platform again, because people would buy it in droves on PC. Nevertheless, Ryujinx making a lot of progress is super exciting. I have a Nintendo Switch. I love the platform, but I understand right now Switches are like $550, and even at base price, $300 for a Switch is expensive, and then you're talking $60 a game. That's pricey stuff. I think the Switch library is worth it. I think the Switch has some very compelling games. Astral Chain, Xenoblade Chronicles, Definitive Edition, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You've got a lot of other games, and the portability factor. I do think it's a good console. Obviously, you're not going into it for the biggest horsepower machine in the world, because it does lag behind quite a bit. And yeah, they got Witcher 3 running on it, but Witcher 3 on the Switch versus like Witcher 3 on PC, night and day experience, but the fact they got that running is pretty incredible. Nevertheless, it also notes in the article, according to the team, Texel Fetch can only scale non-index textures on the fragment plus compute shaders. If a texture outside of this category uses Texel Fetch, the texture will be blacklisted for scaling. Moreover, blindlist textures are not fully supported and do not have a blacklist fallback. If Texel Fetch uses them, the scale on the texture will be incorrect. Furthermore, if a game uses a render target to store data such as the output of a fragment shader, DXT compression algorithm scaling will not work correctly. You can only hope that it will blacklist and render the target at a later point. They go into it a little bit more. Right now, you can download Ryujinx PR. The feature is not present in the master version, but I would recommend that you guys have a Switch and you do own the games that you play on the emulator. But again, I'm not here to be your moral compass, because usually people are pretty divisive on this topic. And I have my opinions. I have boys that have emulated The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but they ultimately bought that game on the Switch as well without owning a Nintendo Switch, and something like that I don't think is a major issue. But again, your opinion may vary, and that's totally fine. Alright, next up, Halo the Master Chief Collection for PC. Halo 3 launches July 14th. Halo 3 is a pretty great game. I love the campaign of the game, and I want to revisit the trilogy as a whole, Halo 1, 2, and 3. I thought it was a great game. Master Chief Collection on PC, the community is faltering a little bit right now. I mean, it's not as big as it initially was, but still, there's definitely people online, and you can find a game no problem. Hopefully, it gets a little bit of a jolt up when Halo 3 does drop, and when it's all finished out, but definitely cool to see Halo 3 come out next weekend. It definitely seems like that they're going to finish out the Master Chief Collection well before Halo Infinite even drops, so that's some exciting stuff. Speaking of Halo Infinite, most of you guys are probably going to play Halo Infinite through a little thing called Gamepass PC, and Xbox Game Pass to get a major third-party game shortly after release. Rumor has it, Cyberpunk 2077 is a prime candidate. That'd be pretty insane. A major, highly anticipated third-party game will hit the Xbox Game Pass soon after release, and the announcement will be made during this month's Xbox Game Showcase that will be happening July 23rd. According to a new report, VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb, who proved to be a reliable source these past few weeks, he's been on point, revealed today that Microsoft will talk about the Xbox Game Pass a lot during the July 23rd showcase. The company will also confirm that a highly anticipated third-party game will be confirmed for the Xbox Game Pass, hitting the service shortly after release, so not release date. That's very, very important to assess, especially with a game like Cyberpunk 2077, where I think a lot of people do want to play it day one. And CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077 is a prime candidate, according to Grubb and what he feels. But this is where Microsoft's third-party strategy could come into play. Expect Microsoft to try to make a big splash by announcing an anticipated third-party game hitting Game Pass soon after the release. Cyberpunk 2077 seems like a prime candidate. Microsoft is unlikely to share those details at the showcase. The timing for that is almost certainly when it unveils Lockhart in August. That's when Spencer and his team will lay out the final details of their strategy. Until then, save your money for pre-orders in regards to Xbox Series X price point. Really want to focus on the Game Pass stuff because I've talked a little bit about the Series X versus PS5 battle and why I think Series X is definitely going to pose a real threat to PlayStation 5 next gen. It's not going to be the one-sided wash this generation was. It's going to be a totally different game battle. But as far as Game Pass goes, and somebody brought up this point a little while ago, a couple videos ago, I think it was the video I talked about Humble Monthly, but Game Pass is so insane that it has marginalized a lot of other services and just sales. Even the Steam Summer Sale, a lot of those deals don't look as appeasing just because Game Pass exists. Humble Monthly, there is so much crossover with the games that are available on the Humble Monthly service every month to the games that are just on Game Pass naturally. I think that's really marginalized the quality of Humble Monthly, and I think that's a big reason why people have soured on that service. That the $20 price tag definitely doesn't help either, but Game Pass being $5 a month, you're talking Gears 5, Forza Horizon 4, some phenomenal games. Metro Exodus, I think, is still on there. Outer Worlds, like, there are some dumb awesome games available on Game Pass. I say dumb in the positive connotation, but it's just dumb how good it is. It literally should not be legal to pay $5 a month and play all of those great games. And then you're talking about in the fall, are we gonna get Fable 4 added? Are we gonna get Halo Infinite? Are we gonna get Cyberpunk 2077 added? Game Pass is just gonna be a nutty service. Streets of Rage 4 was another game that just got added out of nowhere, and the service is just becoming so insane that if you buy a PC, you could literally just sign up for Game Pass and you would be set. You would literally have all the games you need to play. Download some free-to-plays, get on League of Legends with me. I just made Silver 4, by the way. I am so trash at that game, but I just got on a 7-game win streak. Let's go. I'm bringing it back. But yeah, you download the Game Pass app, you download a couple of free-to-plays, you are set. Your PC gaming experience is set. You will have enough games for the end of time, and you will just pay $5 a month or $10 a month when Game Pass does go into its full form, and you'll be set. You'll be literally golden. You'll never have to spend money outside of upgrading your PC, and games will just come in and out of Game Pass, and you're just golden. Obviously, not every game is going to be on Game Pass. You might have a game you want to play, and it's not available on Game Pass. But it doesn't seem like Microsoft is going to put their foot off the gas as in regards to Game Pass anytime soon. In opposite effect, it's probably going to get even bigger in terms of the games that they're dropping, and Game Pass is one of the reasons why I think Series X is going to have a leg up on the PlayStation 5, because look at it this way. Both consoles drop at $500, that's fine. You want to pick up a console and 3 games at launch at $70 a pop for those games? That's $710 that you're going to be spending on the PlayStation 5 launch day. Xbox Series X, you buy the console for $500, and then you sign up for Game Pass, and you're good to go. You've got a ton of games to play, and suddenly that price differential becomes very, very evident. But you guys get the idea. Cyberpunk being added would be pretty crazy. That's gonna conclude this video. Again, the Switch emulator making a lot of progress. Cool to see that. Master Chief Collection rounds out with Halo 3, July 14th. Still waiting on Halo 4, and then Gamepass might be adding Cyberpunk 2077. That would be a major acquisition, so kudos to them if they do make that happen, and that's great for the consumer if you don't want to drop $60 or $70 day one. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can always leave that in the comments below, and don't worry, the summer sale videos are coming very, very soon before the sale ends, which is Thursday, so I got to get on that ASAP. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button, so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.